It was a bright Monday morning at JFK Airport. The usual chaos buzzed in the terminal. Businessmen on calls, kids clinging to teddy bears, flight attendants ushering passengers through boarding gates. But at gate 47, something was about to unfold that no one would forget. Walking with purpose, power, and poise was Elena Brooks, a black woman in a custom navy pantsuit, red-bottomed heels clicking with confidence. She wasn't just another executive flying first class. She was the CEO of Onyx Tech International, a billion-dollar tech firm. But no one on that flight knew it. Not yet. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell to get notified for more. Share to friends. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. As she handed over her boarding pass, the flight attendant barely made eye contact. Elena caught it. The disinterest. The dismissal. She brushed it off. "Not today," she muttered, sliding into seat 1A. Aisle seat, extra legroom, complimentary champagne. First class was meant to be an experience. But as the plane took off, that experience quickly soured. The flight attendant returned 30 minutes in, offering meals to the cabin. She breezed past Elena, serving others. Elena raised a hand. "Excuse me, I haven't been offered a meal yet." The attendant didn't flinch. "We've run out of first-class entree," she said flatly. "You can have a coach option." A hush settled over the cabin. A middle-aged white man in one seat looked confused. "Wait, I just ordered the same dish. You still had 2 left." The attendant shifted, face taut. "Sir, I'm handling it." Elena, calm but firm, replied, "I reserved this ticket weeks ago. This is unacceptable." What followed was silence. Not an apology. Not a solution. The flight crew avoided eye contact with her for the rest of the flight. Water? Delayed. Blanket? Denied. It was clear. They saw a black woman in first class and made a decision. Elena didn't argue further. Instead, she opened her laptop, typed a few emails, and waited. The plane landed at LAX. Passengers began disembarking, gathering luggage and exchanging pleasantries. Elena stayed seated, her expression unreadable. As the rest of first class emptied out, a tall man in a tailored black suit entered the cabin from the terminal. He whispered something to the lead flight attendant. Her face turned pale. "Ms. Brooks," the man said with respect, "your car is ready." The captain, just exiting the cockpit, froze when he saw Elena. His eyes widened in recognition. "Wait, Elena Brooks? You're that Elena Brooks?" She nodded once. "Yes, and unfortunately, this flight didn't meet the standard expected of someone flying with your airline, or anyone for that matter." The man in the black suit handed out sealed envelopes to the crew. The moment the lead attendant opened hers, her knees buckled. "Termination?" she gasped. This is a mistake." Elena rose, calm but cutting. "What happened up there wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. You chose to treat me like I didn't belong. Not because of how I behaved. Not because I broke any rules. But because I looked like someone you didn't respect." The captain stepped forward, trying to defuse a moment. "Ms. Brooks, let me personally apologize. If we had known who you were..." She cut him off. "That's the problem. You shouldn't have to know who someone is to treat them with basic human decency." Gasps echoed from staff nearby. A few passengers watching from the terminal clapped slowly. Elena continued, "You never know who you're serving. But more importantly, you never know what someone's carrying with them. Dignity, pain, history. I've been underestimated since I was 5 years old. Today was nothing new, but it's a lesson that needs to be taught." Security escorted the dismissed crew away, not forcefully, but firmly. Elena turned to the remaining staff. "I hope this opens your eyes. The world's changing. Either you evolve or get left behind." Outside, a sleek black car waited. As she stepped in, her phone buzzed, an email from the airline's board of directors, thanking her for bringing the incident to their attention and announcing an emergency diversity retraining initiative. Inside the terminal, a younger flight attendant whispered to a colleague, "She's a boss." Her colleague nodded, and she handled that with more grace than most would have. Back in the car, Elena leaned back in her seat, watching the LAX skyline drift by. She thought of the girls in STEM she mentored, the boardroom she'd fought to be heard in, the time she was told, "You don't look like a CEO." All of it had brought her here, to this moment. Moral of the story? Treat every person with respect. Not because of what they do, but because of who they are. You never know who's sitting in front of you. Power doesn't always announce itself. And sometimes it arrives quietly in a first-class seat. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you were Elena, what would you have done? If you haven't subscribed till now, please do. Your support means a lot. See you on our next story.